Every day I'm way too fly. I should start a fashion rally. If I'm dancing on the floor, don't you dare step on my ballies. Man, my rims is shining bright, and my neck is frozen too. I be G'd in all my Fendi. I be G'd in Golden Goose.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the inaugural show of the Jokezandjamz Squad Productions, LLC. This is Jokezandjamz and I be Dams. That's the name we're going with. How y'all doing out there in America today? So I am comedian Spank E. We have a very special show for you today. We have one of the greatest entertainers in Las Vegas on the show today. He'll be on in just a few minutes. Today, our subject is going to be music. We're going to be discussing all genres of music, but mainly a certain type of genre of music today because, you know, music has changed. You know, music today is not like the music it was way back in the day. You know, old school. I'm an old school brother myself, so I like old school music, but music has changed. But, you know, they had some crazy performers back in the day too, back then, you know, like remember we used to go down to the stadium and see Rufus and Shaka Khan. Wow. Shaka Khan be so drunk she fall off stage. Folks be in the audience talking about Shaka Khan. They get up and sing a song. We had Bill Withers. Remember Bill Withers? Yeah, cool. Bill Withers, cool. Yeah. Bill Withers be kind of off too. He'd be kind of high too. Sure. Bill Withers get high, forget where he at. He be like, ain't no sunshine when she's gone. No. Only darkness every day. No. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. In his house, this ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. And then he be like, and I know. Yeah, better leave this mess alone. That's old school, man. Then, you know, today's rapper, they got rap music now that doesn't really make any sense, man. They had a guy called Waka Flocka, man. The first time I saw Waka Flocka, I thought it was a new Chinese dish. I thought he going in, let me get that number 4. That Waka Flocka with the extra spicy with the extra egg roll. So music has changed. So today we're going to talk to a real musician. I'm about to bring him in right now. His name is Santiago. Let me tell you about him. He is the only entertainer of his kind. He plays guitar, piano. He plays keyboard, trumpet. He's a one-man band. He plays percussions, drums, harmonica. And then, of course, he has the humor. He's a very funny guy as well. So right now, without further ado, let me introduce my guest, my celebrity guest today, Santiago. How you doing, sir?
Thank you. How you doing, man? That's funny, man. I tell you. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me on,
Thank you for being on the show
I
today,
appreciate
man.
the invitation. Thank you very much, man. I'm just delighted to be with you. Congratulations on the show, my brother.
I appreciate that.
I see you act, and I see your work, man. You're just amazing, man.
I'm just trying to reinvent myself over and over because you got to keep it fresh.
Hey, we all have, you know. I mean, that's just saying you're well from old school, you know.
Yes,
and
sir.
You know, I know that music has changed and that, you know, you're taking new directions, and so it's comedy at the same time.
Yes, sir.
You know that for a fact, you know, especially Las Vegas. It's all again, it's evolved from what it used to be to what it is now.
Definitely,
you know?
definitely the
and
old
that,
Vegas.
Of course, and that has affected, you know, the entertainment business as well, you know.
Absolutely.
And all of us that can say, like you and I, that, you know, they are race and that we are, I guess, you know, we're used to certain things the way they were. There's no longer that you know, the norm anymore.
That's right.
So we had to reinvent ourselves, you know, and,
absolutely.
And it takes a lot of it of doing sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So, you know, we ran across each other years ago because we both performed with Sherry Gordy.
Yes, indeed.
At the Fiesta,
right,
which is no longer there.
Right.
So that's where we first encountered each other. And when I saw you back then, I was like, he is amazing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
You like blew everybody else off the stage.
Listen, I try. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do what nobody else is doing. And yeah, like I said, sometimes out of desperation, you got to do things to set you away from, you know, the norm. You know, you don't want to run in the same flock. You know what I'm saying?
Man, they had whack James Brown impersonators who couldn't spin.
I remember those days, brother. I should remember that for sure. You know?
So it was great seeing real entertainment.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's kind of disappearing in town. I mean, I hate to say that. We used to be the entertainment capital of the world, and we kind of evolved to the gaming capital of the world. That took, I think, more of a predominant, effect here in town. And anymore, and entertainment, you find it very scarcely, around town anymore.
Absolutely.
Like we used to be 24/7. You know that, my brother.
Oh, yeah.
24/7. We used to have around the clock entertainment.
Oh yeah. But now they shut down at 2 o'clock.
They'd rather put a slot machine with the lounge used to be. So.
Right, and I think there a lot of these clubs and after hours joints, they're missing the live entertainment, because I walked into a few and they didn't really have a lot of people in there because they had like a DJ, and of course the DJ was too loud. Now people our age, we like to dance and we like to get up, but we also like to sit down when we're tired and chit chat. But you can't really chit chat over a loud DJ.
Not only that, some of the cats that are trying to pick up a lady or something. What? I can't,
Right.
What was your phone number again? Come on.
You end up calling her real boyfriend.
Yeah, that's right.
Get the wrong digits.
You got to learn sign language over there. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you about your early influences. Were you always interested in music? Did you choose music, or did music choose you, like the Jacksons? Did your father beat you into it, or did you choose music, or how'd that go?
I think that music chose me, but then again, I fought my way through it because my parents, didn't want me to do anything related to the entertainment
industry. Yeah,
you gotta get a real job. You know what I'm saying? And so I fought that fight back in the days. Trying to, even though behind the scenes, without my parents knowing it, I had to learn how to play an instrument because I just love music. And
absolutely.
And I was grateful that my grandmother used to be the one to support my music, and I fought my parents about it.
Absolutely.
Let the kid alone, let him do the thing, and influences a lot of different things, and and back in the days, great. We had different. I was born in South America. I was born in Chile, so I didn't get a lot of the different artists, that you see here now. Back in the days, you don't see them back that far in South America. They didn't reach out that long, other than the big, super mega stars like the Beatles or Elvis or something, which they have worldwide, I guess. Reach, and but some of the other stuff, when my folks immigrated here in the early 60s, mid 60s actually, then I was exposed to some of the real stuff that was here, that never experienced that back in South America,
Now, who did you see on television, or did you all had television? I'm assuming you had, or radio.
Believe it or not, we were the first family in our block that used to have a television set. And they're only, in only certain hours. You know what I'm saying?
I remember. I'm so old. I remember when TV went off.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. The national anthem used to come on, and that's
with the flag waving.
That was it,
I remember that.
Right.
So so I was gonna ask you. So who did you? That's what I was gonna ask. When you watched TV, who did you see on TV and said, "That's what I want to do for a living"?
Well, like I said, Elvis was one of them.
Elvis,
Beatles, Rolling Stones, stuff like that back in those days. That were the predominant, like I said, influence of, the American culture and British culture, that used to reach us that far in Chile, and but I always wanted to, mimic the Elvis with a broom. I tried to pretend like I was a guitar. I was about 4, 5, 6 years old then, But those were the influence until until my family immigrated here, and then I had the real wow, man, this is awesome, this is real stuff. Where have you guys been? I mean, I never had never experienced anything like that.
So you've traveled all over the country performing.
I did. I was lucky enough, to perform a lot of different venues, and I was fortunate enough to play drums for a lot of years in the place, the Grand Ole Opry. Country music stuff was one of the things. I guess one of the genres that I first experienced or had an opportunity to work with. And that was phenomenal because I had so much I guess they were very kind to me, especially something that I didn't grow up with, and I had to learn how to do. Not only how to do the English language, but I had to learn songs that they've been around forever that I never experienced, that I never heard before in my life, and there I am, was playing behind some of the biggest stars in country music, doing that, So that was something else, man. It was a great experience for me.
That was one of my follow-up questions. Like, in your career, what has been what has been your wow moment? Like, either it was a person, like I said, person, place, or thing, as they say. Or either it's a person you were like, wow, I can't believe I'm standing next to so and so, or was it an event and like, this is my wow moment? Like, wow.
One of those wow moments.
This is my wow moment right now, by the way.
One of my wow moments came at the Grand Ole Opry. The Opry were, usually had guest stars, that even though they were a member, but they had superstar guests, that they performed there. And one night, I was a drummer then. One night, this gentleman came in, wearing nothing but a black vest, and no shirt, nothing. We were told to stand away because he was going to bring his own band, Okay. And I know the guy wasn't Charlie Pride, and so
I remember Charlie Pride.
So we watched him perform, and I said I was totally and awed and amazed to this gentleman. I don't even know who in the heck he was because, like I said, to me it was country music at the time.
Right.
And he wasn't doing country songs. And a little bit after a while, after he got off the stage, I had a chance to shake his hand, introduce myself. He says, my name is James Brown.
Wow.
And to me, it didn't mean a darn thing because I didn't know who James Brown was. Like I said, being right, But the wow moment came later until I knew who he was.
You were like,
and who I'd shake hands with, who and who I got the chance to meet. And said, wow, man, are you kidding me? But at the moment, it was like, who is the gentleman? I had no idea. But later on, did I shake James Brown's hand?
I remember when he used to dress like that, no shirt, just a vest.
That's it.
With the muscles out.
That was kind of, wow.
It's a small world because actually, when I was from Chicago, as you know, I performed at the House of Blues in Chicago.
Right.
And their opening night, I got to open for James Brown.
Oh wow! Man.
Yeah, he was had to be like 70 then, 75 then, or 70. He had to be up there.
Wow!
And he danced. They hit the music, then dun 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 dun, went right into it. Didn't break at all for 2 hours straight. When one song ended, went right into another song. 2 hours spinning. He even did the splits.
Yeah,
he kicked the mic down, brought it back up.
It was amazing. I never seen anybody like him before. And then I had a chance to see him again when I moved to Vegas at the Sahara. He was performing over there. And I got an opportunity to go and shake his hands. And then again, we reminisce. I told him about the time that I met him at Grand Ole Opry. So okay. So. But wow, what a performer! What I'm saying.
So that was a surreal moment for me because I was like, my parents have never seen James Brown even perform in person. Here I am standing next to the man, not live. They didn't see him live.
Totally understand that. Yeah.
But then so I said, Mr. James, I'm a big fan of yours. He said, thank you, baby, and he touched my cheek. I have never washed my face again.
I know what you're saying, man. Because like I said,
never washed my face again.
Yeah, that's James Brown. You kidding me?
Yeah. So I have a couple of quotes here. I just wanted to get your opinion on them.
Sure.
One is, music expresses that which cannot be said and on which it is impossible to be silent. That was by Victor Hugo.
Wow. That's heavy, man.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, but definitely well said,
Yes, sir.
What else can you add to that? Because music touches everybody,
Yeah.
One way, what would the world be without music,
Absolutely.
Or without laughter by the same time, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I think it heals the soul, it heals the body,
Absolutely.
and it just something, I don't think anything else can replace that.
Right.
That good laugh, good music that touches your soul, touches your heart, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then,
Oprah Winfrey said that music is the soundtrack of our lives. Every song that comes on, you know where you were when the first time you heard that song.
Yes, indeed, yeah, that's very true, you know. And something might bring you good memories, some other things
Be bad
not
memories.
so good memories, you know. And some, you know, some things you treasure forever, you know. And you, like you said, you remember, you know, it take you back to that particular era.
Cause I know when that song Climax, I miss. You remember that song? I miss you.
I do the singing, you do the joke, all right?
When I was in high school, I must have wore that cassette. We had cassettes back then. I must have wore that cassette.
Yeah, I go back to 8-track. You know, I go back to 8-track before that.
I
You know,
wore
I'm
that
a little older than
cassette.
you are, you know.
I wore that cassette out. So every time now when I hear Climax and I miss it, I'm like, oh my God, I wonder where she is now.
Right?
But I'm famous now, so she probably told you should have stuck with me. But yeah, so another the second quote I wanted to throw at you is music is the movement of sound to reach the soul for the education of its virtue. That's basically what you were just talking about.
Did I say that?
Basically, you paraphrased
that sounds a lot better than what I
You
put it.
paraphrased it.
Oh man.
Now, who? If you could give me, besides yourself, of course, if you could give me your Mount Rushmore, I think it's 4 heads on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
If you could
so
give me
far.
your Mount until we get
I think you're gonna get there. Now, right? I know they're working on it now, right?
If you could give your Mount Rushmore of entertainers, dead or alive, who would you put on your Mount Rushmore?
Wow.
Any genre, doesn't matter. Just who would you put on your Mount Rushmore?
That is a tough one because you know you say entertainment, and then I categorize a different way. You know, because you got musicians, you got entertainers, you got singers. You know, and I don't know if the entertainment or entertainer would, you know, encircle and include everything in there. As far as entertainers are concerned, in my era, of course, I think that Elvis was the superb. There will never be another Elvis.
Absolutely.
Frank Sinatra, again, I don't think there will never be another Frank Sinatra. Sammy Davis Jr., I don't think there never be another Sammy Davis Jr. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm talking about some cat that they really carved, you know, a place and, you know, and history, you know.
Absolutely.
And I don't think we'll never ever, even nowadays, you know, we'll never be another one like those guys, you know.
Absolutely.
And it's sad because, you know, I grew up in the era, you know, that being kids, we used to, you know, have garage bands.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We
the
used to
grunge
jam,
band,
you know,
yeah.
Now, sadly,
Turn that mess off,
right?
y'all parents.
Right, you know. And now, as sad as it is, you don't see that any longer. You know, you see the kids on the iPads over there, or with their computers or whatever, you know, and they're not generating music anymore.
They're not.
You know,
It's all electronic,
Right,
and
you
there's
know.
no creativity to it.
Exactly,
And then another
you know.
thing about today's music is you can't really tell one R&B artist from the other.
You know.
Like you could tell back in the day. You know, back in the day, one artist couldn't sound like another one.
Of course not. And they were creative with the means that they had to work with without the technology of the electronics that we
Absolutely.
have now, you know. And that was, like I said, that was an accomplishment back in the day. Not taking away anything from the cat nowadays, but back then, you know, we didn't have the resources. We didn't have the money to buy all the stuff. We didn't have, you had to improvise and do what we need, what we had on hand, you know.
Yeah, and then there's a couple more things that bother me about today's music. Number one, Leela James has this song called Music. You know, you're familiar with Leela?
I know what it is.
Leela James has a song called Music. She said, you can't even turn on my radio without somebody saying B or H.
That's true, you know.
It rhymes when she says it, but you know what I'm talking about. And then the other thing that perturbs me is that we've lost the romance in our music today.
And you know what, you're
We
right.
used to romance. Let me court you. Let me bring you some flowers.
you know,
let me hold your hand and walk you in the moonlight. Not today. They want to go straight to the bedroom.
Right. Now, you know, like you said, again, that depends on the genre that you're talking about, you know.
Yeah.
Fortunately enough, you know, even though, like I said, I'm a big fan of country music because I cut my teeth in that when I came to the United States.
Yeah.
And that still, up to now, has kept the message, you know, of a country song. People joke about it, you know. I got shot your dog, your woman left you, I lost my job, whatever the heck it is. But this is true to their life stories, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Into everyday life, and we still put those lyrics and those words into the country songs, and with this, even up to today, the music has changed a little bit, but the lyrics is still, everyday things that we go through life,
Absolutely.
And I think that hasn't changed yet, and I hope it never does when it comes to country music,
Yes, sir. So you play a lot of instruments. Like I had it up earlier. You play the guitar, you play the piano, the keyboard, the trumpet, percussion, the drums, the harmonica. I've always wanted to learn to play the harmonica.
Oh, yeah, right.
Ever since what was that TV show back in the day? Speaking of country, was it two guys? Was it Hee Haw? It wasn't Hee Haw.
Probably, right.
I always wanted to learn to play the harmonica and never learned.
Yeah.
Which is your favorite instrument out of all those?
Well,
it's
got to be drums. I started out playing drums, and everything else, it kind of, I had to learn because, opportunity presented itself that I needed to do something different. But I started out playing guitar when I was a kid. That was my first instrument.
Okay.
But I love to play drums, and the reason why, don't ask me why, but it's just something that, you feel more, you feel a little bit more,
Right.
And it's one of those instruments that, you're the first guy in to set up and you're the last guy out to get out of there. So by the time you try to make the moves of some lady, she's already gone with the guitar player, with the harmonica player. Because he put the damn thing in his pocket and he's, come on, babe, let's get out of here, And wait a minute, I'm not through yet, yes, you come.
I told you say I was funny. I told you I say I was funny. Tell the people where you're going to be at, where they can catch you live.
I do a lot of different shows all over the place, and I'm fortunate enough to be working as much as I am. I've got a good relationship with a club called the German American Club, and they treat me like family over there. And I'm blessed to do about 3 shows a month over there.
Okay.
And I work different restaurants in town. You can Google me at Sal Santiago Music.
That's my next question. Where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, so Sal Santiago on Facebook. And you can also go on my website, salsantiagomusic.com. And I got my whole schedule coming up there, and you could I would love to see you guys come up and say hello, and I would be glad to shake your hands, you guys. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so you did say you open for a lot of artists, or you work with a lot of artists.
Right.
Who have you not worked with that's on your bucket list that you want to work? Well, we're gonna make that happen. Sal said he's gonna let me do open for him, do some shows.
Definitely looking forward to doing that.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
you brought me to one of your favorite spots the other day, the Chill Bar and Grill.
Chill Bar and Grill, right?
And I almost got a standing ovation. I
Yes,
did about
I
5
think you
seconds.
did, But I great walking ovation. Get the heck out of here.
Cause I killed it with my first joke.
Yeah, but that was funny.
If you don't mind, I'm going to repeat that first joke for the people that weren't there.
Sure,
right quick. So I said I was on my way in, and something strange happened when I walked into the restaurant. I saw a woman with one of her breasts hanging out of her dress, and I said, "I like to help." So I was like, "Ma'am, do you know you have one of your breasts hanging out of your dress?" She looked down. She said, "Oh, damn! I left the baby on the bus again."
That killed them, man. I tell you killed them with that one over there.
I had them from there.
Yeah, they were eating out of your hand by that. After that,
they weren't expecting that one.
No, I tell you, like I said, there's good comics and there are good comedians. And my brother, you're one of the special ones.
And you said you like the fact that I do clean comedy. I don't cuss on
stage.
stage.
Everybody else throwing the F words, the F bombs at every place.
Dodging like bullets, dodging cuss words like bullets.
I don't see, maybe I'm just too old for this, but I don't see the humor in that. You know what I'm saying? Be funny. You don't have to be throwing F-bombs all over the place to be funny.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But I'm going to get back to my original question. I'm not going to let you out of it. Who have you not worked with that would be on your bucket list?
Well, I've worked with so many people.
And how do you feel? Have you ever worked with Santana?
I had the chance to see them. I never worked with them. Of course, one of my inspiration, I do a lot of music by him,
Okay.
And, being Latin, of course, I dig that kind of groove that he has, And one of my inspirational things things that that you know, most of us guitar players, you know, we enjoy it, you know, and no, I don't never work with him, and if I ever get a chance, my God, well, of course, you know, who wouldn't, you know?
Well, you all make sure you stay tuned. We're gonna, me and Sal gonna come out with a mixtape. Well, we're gonna switch. I'm gonna sing, and he's gonna do the jokes.
Oh man, you're folks in trouble for sure, you know.
I'm gonna,
I think I'm gonna stick to my lane. You just stick to yours, brother. You know.
Now you know.
Although you're funny and you can sing too. I heard you sing that night. You did a thing. You know, a little bit of it. You know, at the end of that. That was fun. That was good, man. You was really getting it down, brother.
Yeah, well, you know, I couldn't hold a note if I had a handle on it. So I'm not even gonna venture into that area. So we got a few minutes left. Is there anything that we haven't discussed that you really want to get out there and discuss?
Well, first of all, I could talk before. I'd like to congratulations on your show, man.
I appreciate it.
I think it's going to be take off like the rocket, you know. And
I appreciate it, man.
With your personality, man. And you're a funny guy, and you're very dedicated. And man, you're a hustler, man. I tell you, I had you to have that energy back in the days, you know. But still, I'm not. Don't give up on me yet. Still there, you know. But you're going to be 75 years old pretty quick, you know. So
yeah.
You know, what can I say?
Because you know, for the folks that don't know, when he mentioned I'm a hustler, I have now a television podcast. I'm also on the radio, 107.1 FM, AM 1400. Comes on Mondays at 7 a.m. I'm going to have you on there as well.
Don't have to get
up
there
you
early.
Can't get up there. No. You can call in from the bed.
I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Just reach over and reach over and grab your cell phone from the bed. Where you at, Sam? I'm still in bed. So I have the radio show. And I have a television podcast. I'm a producer because I'm producing a comedy show Saturday, March 8th.
Yeah, you was telling me that. Yeah,
with comedian Honest John, who's a Def Jam legend. He's spent 3 years on a Def Comedy Jam tour. Wow. We also have the mayor of Rap City, way back in the day, BT's Rap City. He's going to be the MC and host. We got that going. We have. I'm also involved in the African American Humor Awards. That's going to be produced here in June with John Hinton. So I got a lot of projects on the table. Like you said, I'm a hustler.
Yeah, a lot of fires in the iron in the fire there, brother. You know.
Well, you know, one of my favorite sayings is, "We don't hope, we hustle."
That's for sure. You know, hey, you know, things don't get done unless you move. You know, nobody comes knocking at your door anymore unless you're one of the big guys. And even then, you know, you still got to move. You know.
Yes, sir.
You know,
so before we go, let them know where to find you at again, so that they can find you. You know, give your social media.
Find me on social media. I post every day. You know, pretty much the places that I'm going to be at. You know, and because like I'm fortunate enough to be working this much at my tender age of 75.
You look good. I would have gave you 40.
Well, thank you, brother. But look me up on SalSantiagoMusic.com, SalSantiagoMusic.com, and you see my website there, and you can see I post all the dates, you know, where I'm performing, you know. So I would love to come. You would come and say hello to me, you know.
Absolutely, and, I'm definitely gonna get on that stage.
Oh, definitely.
With shameless plug, I'm an amazing audience warm up guy. Amazing.
You're an amazing artist, my friend. That's it. You know, regardless.
I also want to give a shout out to Mike Leonetti. I want to give a shout out to Mike Leonetti for him opening the door for us to have this opportunity for me to have a television podcast. So thank you to Mike Leonetti. But I know you have 100,000 viewers. I'm coming. I want to shout at the title, Mike. I'm coming for you.
You sure? I'm working on it. I think I got 3 people now right now. They're watching my stuff.
I'm coming. I want to shout at the title, Mike. I'm coming.
He's the man, you know. He's the godfather. I tell you, you know.
But no, in all seriousness, I do appreciate you, Mike. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to have a television podcast. So once again, I am comedian Spank E. You can find me at Jokezandjamz.com, just like you see behind me. It is spelled Jokezandjamz. Sorry, I went to public school. Jokezandjamz.com. You can find everything Jokes and Jams, and I'll be damned. Right. And we'll be.
Is that on YouTube as well?
It's going to be on YouTube. Everything Jokes and Jams.
Oh, awesome.
It's 107.1 FM, Jokes and Jams, Jokezandjamz.com. You can find everything. You can find both the radio show on Jokezandjamz.com. You can see past guests. You can see upcoming guests. You can even watch a whole entire shows on Jokezandjamz.com. Yeah. And so we got that going, and you can buy tickets for the upcoming comedy show I told you about.
Yeah.
Of course, you got to come. We'll treat you VIP.
Oh my gosh, that means pay double, right?
You might have to card you too. You look still kind of young. Well, we want to thank everybody for coming out. We appreciate you watching the show. If you want to support, you can also donate and support the show. Going once again to Jokezandjamz.com. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. We'll see you next Tuesday. Same time, same bat station, as they say.
Congratulations once again on the show, brother. You know,
I
and
appreciate it.
A lot more success, all right?
Thank you very much.
We'll see you soon, I hope.
Jokezandjamz.com.